Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am showing you every single new product from the Trinity Stamps January 2023 winter release. It is full of some Valentine cute things, and I think you're gonna love some of these products as much as I do. First, let's look at the stamp sets. This is the Brushstroke Bunnies stamp set. There are 5 bunnies, 3 sentiments. Well, there's 2023 in there you could use, but also Happy New Year, and then you can also change it out to be Happy Easter. So that is a very cute set. There's no die set available for this one. Here you can see I've added some color to the bunnies and how you could color them gray or maybe even like brown for a chocolate bunny. Okay, this is one of my favorites. This is the So Romantic stamp set, some punny sentiments like I hope you're doing superb, and I just think this one is so much fun. I don't have anything like this and I love it. Here's the coordinating die set to die cut out all the things, even the sentiments, which I love that Trinity Stamps does. They have die sentiments that bubble cut out the sentiments, which I'll show you after you see this all colored up. Here it is die cut, but you can see those dies go right around each of the sentiments. Isn't that cool? Okay, we have some like vintage flair Valentine sets, like this one that says Sucker for You. I think it has just that nostalgic vibe to it, and it has a really good Happy Valentine's Day in this set that's very scripty. I love that, and I love that this has those little X stamps, which is repeated in a stencil set that they came out with. So here you can see it colored and die cut with those dies that cut everything out. Now we have the Tweet Heart. So this is the other set that has that kind of vintage vibe to it, and I think that bird is too cute. And there's some solid hearts with this set, always a nice thing to have in your stash. And here it is stamped, and I colored it up and then die cut it as well. So I don't have samples with all of the things yet, but you'll see them in upcoming videos. This is the Wheelie Cute or Wheelie Cool stamp set. It has this little race car and a ton of sentiments, and of course Trinity Stamps is all about the puns, so there's plenty of punny sentiments in this set, which I love. I also love puns, and so I think this is really fun. And once again, they have a die for every single one of those sentiments. That is just so cool. Of course, you could use any banner dies that you have to die cut them out also. So here's everything stamped, and there it is colored. And with the dies, there is the one stamp that does not have a die for it, and that is the flames, because it's one of those images you're going to stamp right on the car, or you could even put it behind the car like it's flames coming out from the car. So here I'll show you what it looks like stamped on the car, and I have a totally fun card planned for this race car, so stay tuned for that. All right, now we're going to look at the standalone die sets. There's so many little die sets with hearts. It's crazy and it's so cool. This is the race track heart set. Ooh, that almost left me. But it die cuts out this heart with the dashed lines, that large heart with the opening kind of to look like a racetrack. So you could pair it really well with that race car. But then there's the smaller die, also has dashed lines, and you could just change these out and layer it up however you like. Then we have our scalloped heart here. Look at this pretty edge. I think it's so gorgeous. It kind of looks like a doily. I love that. I love a doily for Valentine's Day. And then it has the solid heart. Of course, you could cut out the center of that doily shaped heart also. So, you know, lots of choices with these. Layering and cutting frames, which allows you to make shaker cards. I love a shaker, so you'll see that from me. And then we have this row of hearts, and there's 5 in the row, and they are all stitched. So this is a really fun set it's pretty simple, but you can really do a lot with it. I have seen from the design team already a shaker card where this die was used to create rows down the front of a card, and then each row had a different shaker element in it. It's so very cool. All right. Speaking of things that are so very cool, I cannot believe this envelope die set. It is the easiest envelope die I have ever seen in my whole life. It is so amazingly easy. So you die cut out the envelope, it has scored lines on it for you, and you don't have to do anything else, and you only need 2 strips of adhesive. There's also a card that goes in it, and it die cuts with that etched line all the way around the edge, and it is almost the exact size as a gift card. So you can totally use this as a gift card envelope or just like a little love note, perfect for tiny Valentines. So you're going to put your adhesive on the 2 flaps, fold the flaps in, and fold it shut, and your envelope is done. Just like that. It's so crazy easy. I just can't even get over it. I love it. It's so amazing. So you'll see some projects from me with this. You can also put the envelope right on your card, like a bigger card, and have a fun little pull-out element. Okay, now this has got to be the most interesting thing from the release. This is a paper lantern. So if you like making cute things, also besides cards, or cards and cute things, that's what I'm trying to say. This is for you. So I'm going to show you really fast how to put this together, but I do have a full video on this that will be coming out soon, and it is already on the Trinity Stamps channel. So you're going to cut out the outer lantern piece, which is what I cut from black, and then you have like your base, which is this piece right here. It has a scored line on the right hand side, but you don't want to fold that. It's more of a guide where to put your adhesive, how to line things up. So you want to put adhesive across the top and bottom of this piece, stopping at the scored line. And then this outer piece, which is like the lantern part, is going to go from one end to that scored line. And then you're going to kind of round it out and put the other end across the bottom of that base piece, just like that. And then you just are going to roll it and overlap the end with that flap. So if you were to fold on that little flap, that scored line, you're going to get more of a teardrop shaped lantern than a round one. So I also like to mix my dry adhesive, like tape runner, double stick tape, with wet adhesive on stuff like this, because it has the pressure from being rolled up where it would want to pull apart easily. So that's why I use the glue there. And then there is a skinny little rectangle die. You can use this to accent the top and the bottom. You can see I added string to the top, but this die right here you could also use to create a handle or a hanger for this lantern. So 2 different ways to use this die. You can also, there's holes in one side of the lantern, which is where I strung my strings through. You can also use those holes as a way to attach the tassel, because there's also a tassel in this die set, which is very cool. Now the tassel piece, I'll show you in just a second. The ends of the tassel are not free moving. They're actually attached at the bottom. This is the tassel piece. So you can leave them so that the tassel pieces don't move, or you could cut off the bottom to your desired length for your tassel, and then those tassel pieces will be free and loose. I'm going to use my crease tool here to kind of make it rounded. That helps rolling the things up. So you just roll this piece, and then you have a tassel. It's pretty easy to do. And again, I'm mixing my double stick tape with my liquid glue. Then there's 2 other dies there. One is a super tiny skinny piece. That's going to be like the handle for your tassel, the hanger. And then there's that smaller piece which has a scalloped edge, and that's going to finish it off and kind of hide the ends of this attaching handle piece. So you can see, just glue this down to both sides and then wrap that other piece around. And I am going to do both dry and liquid adhesive on this as well, just because it's glitter paper. It's, glitter paper needs a little extra adhesive. So that's what I did. And then you can attach the tassel to the bottom of the lantern, which is super cute. There's also a flower in this die set you could add to the tassel. You can see I have it on right there. And then you just hang this up. I did make a little holder in the bottom of mine that you can put a tea light. That will be in the full video on how I did that, because there's lots of different ways you can kind of dress this up. My Christmas tree was still out. So I hung this from my Christmas tree real fast just to get some video footage of it. But I think it'd be fun to get some little garden hooks like from the Dollar Tree and like put these around your patio. There it is with the lights off. You can see my tea light glowing in there. I just think it's a super fun die set and really easy to put together. Okay, let's look at the foiling dies. They're all cut and foil. So this is going to give you 2 dies, this scalloped heart and then the inside heart, and then the Love You is the foil part. I love that they're separate. That way you can have your sentiment be going horizontally or stack them vertically. So that's really cool. Plus you have these dies where you can cut out the center again, or you can have the solid heart. They're really good size, and it's going to go with so many things that you already have, all these different heart dies that they have. And you can, they're kind of like a la carte. You pick the heart dies that you like the best, right? Or get them all, whatever floats your boat. So here you can see I have taped the words together and used a hinge motion to put the foil underneath so I could hot foil this with them horizontally or side by side. And there you can see very dainty letters. I think it's so gorgeous. Here it is with some ink blending over the top and layered up on that scalloped heart piece. And you'll see the card I made with that at the very end of this video. So this one I think is going to be a favorite. This is the Love Heart Hot Foil Plate. It's just full of hearts, the word love in different fonts, XOXO. It's just so pretty. So I'm going to use some kind of teal or turquoise foil that has an iridescent finish on it. I just wanted to do something different besides the red or pink, and it is such a pretty die. It's a really big die. It's going to almost fill edge to edge your A2 size card front. So it's a really good size. You can use it on a lot of different cards, and it's just so pretty. Isn't that fun? I think it's going to be one of the favorite things from this release. Okay, so then we have some florals. This is the Sakura Blooms cut and foil. So there's 2 foiling plates that foil those flowers, and then 2 dies to cut them out. So here you can see what they look like hot foiled. I used Aura foil. It's my favorite. Gold with like an iridescent finish, and then the dies are going to cut around these and leave you a nice white border, which I do love. I love a white border. And then here you can see what they look like die cut out. I will use these on a card. You'll see them at the end of this video. I have some samples for you of the few things I've already made. So here we have another cut and foil. So you can hot foil New Year's, die cut Happy New Year, and then there's also a shadow die that also works as a die for the hot foiling, but there's a little tip or trick to it. So I'm going to show you that. So here you can see Happy New Year, hot foiled again with Aura foil. And then when I want to die cut it, you see the plate is solid, so you can't see. So what you need to do is make like a little guide. So I'm die cutting this just from some white cardstock. And when I die cut this out, I do get the shadow layer that I can use for my die cut letters. So I'll set those aside, use the guide right over the top of what I've already hot foiled. I'll tape that in place when it's all lined up. And this is going to make it easy for me to line that die up where it needs to be for die cutting. So you just kind of lay it on top of the guide and it just like locks in place. It like snaps in, and then tape it down and die cut it. And then you have your hot foil pieces die cut out perfectly. Well, practically perfectly, right? That's all we really hope for. All right, so I die cut out Happy New Year. You can see these are very thin letters. They're really cute. I love the fun font. It's a font that could like go with a lot of different things, which is always important to me. I want it to go with fancy, and I want it to go with cute, and I want it to be fun. So let's move on to the cover plate. So this is the Art Deco Dance hot foil plate. It is like 4 1/4 by 6 1/2 ish, somewhere near there. So you can do a card front panel for like a A7 size card. Here I have a panel that's A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to use some rainbow foil because I think it's gorgeous. I thought it would be fun on a cover plate. So I am hot foiling that. But the thing about this die, this plate actually, is that you really want to get it straight. And mine wasn't quite straight, so I pulled out some rectangle dies, and then I could use that where I could really see and tape that in place and make sure that I have a straight panel. Now you just want to be careful when you're hot foiling, if you want to hot foil your whole piece and not die cut it, that you tape it down so it is nice and straight. But if you don't, use a rectangle die. So there it is, ready to go. And now let's talk about stencils, because oh my gosh, I am so truly in love with these stencils. This is the checkered stencil. It's 6 by 6. It has etched lines. You can rotate it and get a full checker. So cool. And then you have these add-on dies that you can put in the openings. So there you can see the etched lines. All you have to do is rotate this twice, and then you can get a checkered look. And it's really fun because then you can do 2 different colors, but you could of course do the same color. So these two are the add-ons. You can use them totally by themselves, or you can use them with the checkers. Isn't that so fun? Hearts and then the X's. Remember, those X's are also in the Sucker for You stamp set. So you can either put these hearts or X's on your checkers or in the openings around your checkers. So here's what the checkered background looks like all done. I used two different colors for this, and you can see just rotate it twice and you've got your checkered background. Then here's the heart and X's all by themselves, and you can also do a full panel of hearts or a full panel of X's. So it's up to you. And then you can see I have my checkered panel here, and I have put the hearts over the top, and I'm using some paste to fill in those white open squares, and look how fun that is. I love it. I think it's so fun to use with the paste. So once that was dry, I did make a card, and it'll be at the end for you. But I wanted to talk about embellishments. You know, Trinity Stamps is known for their embellishments. It's part of the reason I love them so much, and they have a ton in the shop. So this is just like a small sampling of the new embellishments. So be sure when you click over to check out the new release, you check out the new embellishments. I'll have a link to the new release in the description box below for you, so you can click right over when you're done watching and check out all of the things I've shown you here today and the rest of the embellishments. There are a lot of like Asian inspired embellishments to go with the paper lantern and the brushstroke bunnies stamp set, so they're really cool. I love hearts and stars, so I got a lot of hearts and stars. There's also a really fun confetti mix in here that I'm going to show you very next. It's got hearts and stars and little O's. Some are open, some are closed. It's just so cool, and it's kind of that pastel rainbow look. Also some clovers. Do you make some cards for St. Patrick's Day? I think it's fun to do. These are clay bits that glow in the dark. Glow Garden. They actually glow. So that's really cool. And then we have some clay little pencils, and I think those are so cute. There's different sizes in there even. So check out the embellishments, and if you spend $25 or more at the shop, they have a new thing they're giving away, which is a stencil set, a mini stencil set. I think it's 2 pieces. I don't have it, but it creates this balloon that says love. All right, here are the cards that I have made so far with the new release, products that I just showed you, and I thought you'd like to see those, but make sure you stay tuned to my YouTube channel because I will have more with these products in the coming weeks just for you. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I will have a new video for you very soon. Happy stamping! Bye!